Hello and welcome back to the world of the spirit consciousness. We are in the middle of the book study session on the astral body and other astral phenomena. We are towards the end of the 16th module, and in this particular video, we will be discussing other factors in the evolution and training of the astral vehicle. So, we've already discussed these many topics, diving straight through into a topic of discussion. So, we shall divert back now to the theosophical authorities having seen three book summaries, I'm sorry, and we shall learn about the other factors in the evolution and training of the astral vehicles, which is one, perseverance in the eradicating of the flaws, about elevating individual love to universal love, and getting rid of desire. So, this is what we go about in this fashion. So about perseverance in eradicating flaws. So clearly the student should focus on gaining control over small shortcomings like emotional vulnerabilities or flaws. She or he should then work to get rid of those flaws. The student must remember that a flaw like irritability, which becomes habitual due to repetition, is stored in the astral permanence atom and not in the ego as an innate quality. No matter the intensity of the habit, scientifically it is proven that perseverance leads to success. So, on the ego side, two forces are actively working, that of its own will. So, the ego's will is backed by the infinite force of the logo himself because the progressive evolution is his will. So, these two forces together are working to help the ego. So understanding the idea of unity gives ample motivation to an individual for the surely difficult and sometimes unpleasant work of character building. No matter how difficult the struggle, the infinite power is on the individual's side. She or he can surely succeed over the finite negative forces which have been built up in the past lives. One also needs to elevate individual love to universal love. So, a person who destroys all desire to perfectly balance the karma and hence attaining liberation for himself or herself may succeed in attaining the objective, but they are still bound to the law of evolution. In the near or farther future, they will again be pulled into the stream whose pressure can't be resisted and they will be forced to born again. So individual love should be developed until it becomes universal instead of destroying it. Love should be advanced higher and not pulled down. Removing love is anyway very difficult. People don't realize that love is to be expanded and not curtailed. This tough effort leads to stifling of love instead of promoting it. Infinitely flowing love will save the world, not an absence of it. The Mahatma is not an iceberg but an ocean of compassion. The left hand path encourages destruction of love. So it is essential to destroy the lower and the gross desires, and what remains must be made pure and transmuted to aims and goals. To desire or wish is a wasteful use of force. An occultist must will instead. Will is a developed characteristic of desire. This means that we must be able to control the astral body and direct the lunar form at will instead of killing all emotions and feelings. As the individual advances, his or her will becomes one with that of the logos and the logos will's evolution. And at an atonement like that by itself destroys desires for progress, ambition, etc. And how about getting rid of desire? So, in the book The Voice of Silence, it is mentioned that each astral flower, regardless of how beautiful, has a serpent of desire underneath it. In affection, for instance, anything which can captivate must be outgrown altogether. However, pure affection can never be outgrown because it is a feature of the Logos himself. It is an important prerequisite to proceed on the path leading up to masters and to initiation. So with that, we have come to an end of the chapter on the master of emotion. Our next module we will be discussing astral powers and clairvoyance. See you then.